25 Investigates Ted Daniel is here now, and Ted Valente clearly had thorough planning in this.
Cale, he managed to evade the largest manhunt in the country for 6 days despite being all over the news. A law enforcement source tells me there's no evidence he had any training in counterintelligence, but his actions are right out of a spy movie.
One of the reasons it was so hard to find was he knew what he was doing.
Revelations from a podium.
He was sophisticated in hiding his tracks.
And in paperwork paint a picture of a cunning killer. Claudio Valente took investigators on a wild ride that ended in a storage unit he rented in Salem, New Hampshire.
And he was moving around New England.
Valente traveled there in a rental he'd been attempting to switch out of. A Maine license plate covering the car's original Florida plate in the rear. The front plate removed.
Dan, law enforcement has license plate readers all over the place, but his front plate was never detected by one of those readers.
Not only was he trying to get away from the license plate readers that possibly could detect him, but also avoiding toll detectors and even just good old-fashioned police work where someone sees the car.
Authorities say Valente had multiple credit cards in different names and a phone that could not be tracked.
That he was using SIM cards that were possibly European SIM cards that are carried through a provider in the United States but does not provide real-time information about tower connections.
We're told Valente had no prior criminal record. DNA from a spent gun cartridge casing was put into a national database and returned as having no matches. There are more than 800 security cameras on the Brown University campus. Valente targeted an older building with limited camera coverage. He cased Brown nearly every day for 2 weeks before the shooting and parked his car near large trees to obscure it from cameras. If it wasn't for the tipster at Brown who described Valente's car with the Florida plate, police might still be looking for him.
You know, all the pieces of the puzzle came together. Fortunately, so that was key, that once they were able to positively identify a vehicle plate associated with him in the area of Providence, run that plate and find out that it's a rental car in Boston, they were able to identify who had rented it and gather a positive identification on him pretty quickly.
Valente was crafty, but failed to cover his tracks with his rental. Authorities say he used his real Florida license to rent the car he was last driving, and from that, investigators were able to get some of his financial transactions. The one thing we still don't fully understand is the why in all of this. For 25 Investigates, I'm Ted Daniel.